The Voice. Tanner Fussell brings some rock and roll to Travis Tritt's Anymore. For Tanner Fussell's blind audition song on The Voice, he opted for the Travis Tritt classic, Anymore. It's 90s country at its best, earning Tritt a #1 hit on the charts and a CMA nomination for Video of the Year. With his long hair and gravely country voice, there was only one coach who could really teach Tanner Fussell a thing or two. Blake Shelton was the only coach who turned his chair, impressed by Fussell's vocals and his rock and roll edge he brought to the song. In true Blake fashion, his first move was to go up and inspect the contestant's long hair, noting, "Now that's country right there." Fellow coach Camila Cabello joked that she has long hair, so does that make her country too? She also admired what she called Fussell's yodeling moments from his performance. Shelton is mildly disappointed to discover Fussell wasn't rocking a mullet under his baseball cap, but was impressed by his performance nonetheless. He notes that Travis Tritt is also one of his major influences and heroes, to which John Legend jokingly agrees, saying, Shelton and wife Gwen Stefani even agree that the rock tones in his voice sounded very 90s, almost like Pearl Jam. With pipes like that, there was no way Shelton was letting him get away without a chair turn. The 28-year-old is originally from Statesboro, Ga, but currently lives in Nashville. According to his website, he's been playing guitar since he was just 8 years old, and has been pursuing a solo career as well as performing around the South as part of the country duo Steelin' Hearts. Fussell is the latest of the more country contestants on The Voice to join Team Blake on season 22. Previous picks include 15-year-old pop country singer Braden Lape, Kate Kalvik, who wowed with her Casey Musgraves performance, Catalin and Derek Dries, known as simply the Dries, and Bryce Leatherwood with his memorable cover of Conway Twitty. Team Blake is shaping up nicely. In a music landscape where genres constantly blur and innovation is key, a name like Tanner Fussell stands out for his ability to breathe new life into classic country tunes with a rock and roll twist. This time, Fussell, a contestant on The Voice, took on one of country music's most iconic ballads, Travis Tritt's Anymore, and gave it a bold, electrifying rendition. The performance captivated the audience, earning him a spot in the show's limelight and solidifying his reputation as a genre-blending powerhouse. Tanner Fussell's journey on The Voice has been nothing short of extraordinary. From his blind audition, where he won over the judges with a gritty cover of the Black Crowes' She Talks to Angels, to his heartfelt renditions of songs from artists like OMRDSK Allman Brothers Band, Fussell has consistently proven himself as a versatile performer. His ability to weave together rock and country music has made him a standout contestant, and his cover of Travis Tritt's Anymore is no exception. The significance of Anymore, originally released in 1991 as the second single from Travis Tritt's album It's All About to Change, Anymore quickly became one of Tritt's most successful songs. The ballad is a soulful plea about love lost, filled with regret and longing. Tritt's rich, emotive voice, coupled with the traditional country instrumentation, made the song an instant classic. Its themes of heartbreak and vulnerability have resonated with country fans for decades. What makes Anymore so powerful is its simplicity. The lyrics are straightforward but deeply emotional, and the arrangement allows Tritt's voice to take center stage. However, Tanner Fussell saw potential to bring a new dimension to the song, one that maintained the raw emotion but injected a rock edge, making the ballad feel both nostalgic and contemporary. Reinterpreting a classic, Tanner Fussell's decision to tackle Anymore was undoubtedly a bold move. Taking on such a beloved song could have easily backfired if not done with care. However, Fussell's approach demonstrated a deep understanding of the song's emotional core while also showcasing his ability to innovate. Fussell began his version of Anymore by staying true to its roots. His voice, husky and filled with a similar sense of longing, matched the emotional tone that Travis Tritt had brought to the original. The familiar chords of the ballad's introduction echoed throughout the studio, immediately connecting the audience to the song's essence. But just as listeners settled into what they expected would be a faithful cover, Fussell flipped the script. As the chorus hit, Fussell's band introduced electric guitar riffs reminiscent of classic Southern rock, creating a dynamic shift in the song's energy. The pedal steel and acoustic guitar lines were still present, but now they were layered beneath a bold, distorted electric guitar that brought a surge of power. The rock influence became more prominent, but it didn't overwhelm the country foundation. Instead, it felt like a seamless fusion of genres, allowing Fussell to pay homage to the original while adding his own flair. What made Fussell's version stand out was not just the instrumentation, but also the vocal delivery. While Travis Tritt's version emphasized a traditional country baritone, Fussell leaned into his rock and roll influences. His voice cracked with emotion, and he pushed his vocal range to its limits, particularly during the song's climactic final chorus. The combination of his grittier tone and the amplified energy of the instruments gave the performance an anthemic quality, turning a somber ballad into something triumphant yet bittersweet. The reaction from the judges was immediate. As soon as Fussell launched into the first electric guitar-heavy chorus, their faces lit up with surprise and appreciation. Kelly Clarkson, known for her own genre-crossing abilities, was particularly impressed. She praised Fussell's boldness in reinterpreting the song, noting how he managed to make it feel fresh without losing the emotional depth that made it a classic. Blake Shelton, a country music veteran and longtime voice coach, acknowledged the risks involved in taking on such a beloved song from a country icon like Tritt. He admitted that he had initial reservations but was won over by Fussell's ability to blend genres so effortlessly. "You took something timeless and made it your own without losing the heart of the song," Shelton said, his tone full of respect. "That's not easy to do, especially with a song like Anymore." Chance the Rapper, who may have been the least familiar with Travis Tritt's music, expressed his admiration for Fussell's musicianship and creativity. He highlighted how Fussell's performance transcended genre and spoke to the universal themes of love, loss, and emotional resilience. "You took us on a journey," Chance said, "and that's what great music is supposed to do." Niall Horan was also quick to commend Fussell's performance, emphasizing the delicate balance between honoring the original song and making it new. "You've got a real ability to take risks, and they always pay off," Horan said. "That's the sign of a true artist." Audience impact. Fussell's performance didn't just win over the judges. It also resonated deeply with the live audience and fans watching at home. Social media lit up with praise for Fussell's rendition of Anymore, with many users commenting on how his version felt both nostalgic and modern at the same time. Country music purists who might have been skeptical of a rock and roll twist on the song were pleasantly surprised by how well Fussell preserved its emotional weight. For younger fans who may not have been familiar with the original version of Anymore, Fussell's performance introduced them to a country classic in a way that felt accessible and relevant. By blending country with rock, he was able to bridge the gap between generations of music fans, making the song feel timeless. Tanner Fussell's musical journey. Born and raised in the South, Tanner Fussell grew up surrounded by both country and rock and roll influences. His father was a dedicated country music fan, often playing records by Johnny Cash, Willie Nelson, and, of course, Travis Tritt. Meanwhile, his older brother introduced him to bands like Led Zeppelin, ORD, and the Rolling Stones. These diverse influences shaped Fussell's musical identity from a young age, giving him a deep appreciation for both the storytelling of country music and the raw energy of rock. As a teenager, Fussell picked up the guitar and began experimenting with blending these two genres. He played in local bands,